Hey, sweetest potatoes. So, today we are going to decode the science of consciousness, especially the neural basis of consciousness. The explanation of consciousness is essential for explaining most of the features of our mental life because, in one way or the other, they involve consciousness. This was told by John R. So, in more than half a decade of the century, researchers have tried to find out the various components of consciousness that were necessary. And so they studied consciousness in various functions, like they studied consciousness in memory, attention, mental imagery, and also emotions. And as Nash, Park, and Wilbert in 1995 put it, they defined consciousness as it is not it is not some state or some deep entity inside the brain that corresponds to self, but some kernel of awareness that runs the show. So, what is this? What do you mean by consciousness? So, consciousness can refer to a state, like if a person is conscious or not. It can also refer to a sense of conscious experience or awareness. So, as Francis Crick in the year 1944 put it, he defined consciousness as a person is aware, at least to some extent, as a part of awareness. The person holds some things in attention while others recede in the background. Consciousness also involves memory, at least a short term variety, and a fully conscious humans have a sense of self which requires the long term memory. Consciousness also varies in level, with coma and deep anesthesia on one extreme, alertness and wakefulness on the other, and you also have sleep in between. So, consciousness kind of varies in different states of being. There are also many altered states of consciousness, which includes hypnosis, trances, and meditative states. So, consciousness is a phenomenon in a brain, but most researchers agree that there is no conscious center. And this consciousness appear to be widely distributed among various brain structures because it has many widely distributed functions. And since it's little difficult to understand this concept of consciousness, in order to because the problem is so overwhelming, researchers have opted to look uh, and begin by looking at the structures which are responsible for consciousness. And from that, they have found out that there are mainly three main components of consciousness, which includes awareness, attention, and sense of self. So, we shall look into each of these components of consciousness in the coming videos, and do stay tuned for them. And if you're interested, and if you found this information uh, useful, do consider subscribing. And thank you so much for your time. And I will see you next time. Thank you.